Kendra G is having a bad week after going on to Cam Newton's show. Man, he went out of his way to try to expose her. Because remember, he's been being called out and exposed by multiple women that's come on his channel calling him a cornball and everything. So now he's coming for a lot of these women with channels, right? And when Kendra G went on there, man, he basically tried to make it, he basically went and said, what makes you qualified, right? And it was downhill for her from there.
My question is, why should somebody listen to you?
Oh, because I have the data to support anything that I say.
Okay.
You know, I know some people just learned of me from my single show that I started 6 years ago. But like I said, I am a 25-year-plus television and radio journalist. Before interviewing single people, I used to interview celebrities, you know, for a living. And there's things that I know now that I did not know 6 years ago. I wouldn't even spoke on it. You know, I always knew, kind of like you, kind of like most people, right. We know our reality, right? So I literally have done a case study. I have talked to more than 16,000 single people. I have 4 weddings this year, all because of my platform. 1 in Paris, 1 in Antigua, 1 in the Bahamas, and then there's 1 local in America.
Now, when Kevin Samuels was alive, a lot of these women, you know, they was upset. A lot of these women took umbrage with Kevin Samuels. They would come on to the show to try to challenge him, say that he was demeaning women and he was wrong, and they was doing all kinds of stuff. The minute Kevin Samuels perished, you know, and went on to be with the Lord, man, all these people came out, man, they came out with the same channels he was doing. They asking women what's your dress size, how many pounds you weigh, how tall are you, right? They literally start copying. You start seeing all these women channels just start coming out of nowhere, right? Copying what Kevin was doing. And the crazy part is 90% of these women never been married. They don't have no children, but they are gurus in relationships, right? They got all the answers as to how you should, what you should be doing in the marriage. I'm sitting there with my hand. Me and my wife used to scratching our head like, what? Well, first of all, you don't know the day-to-day of nothing of being married because you've never been married. You don't even understand how it works. You never been married and actually have children and have to, all y'all live in a house together with all them personalities. You never experienced that. So Cam was asking her, what makes her qualified?
I'm the one that collected the information so you can have the statistic.
So that's why somebody should listen to you?
Well, how about this? You don't have to listen. So I understand what you're saying. If you don't have to take what I say, because at the end of the day, it's your life. So you can do what you want with it. But if I'm going to join the conversation, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think we're in a space in content that everybody has something to say about something.
Okay. And
sometimes that conversation subject is relationships. I think the question or the head scratcher sometimes is, what gives you the right to bring people together? Are you married?
I'm not married.
Have you ever been married?
No, I haven't.
Have you been engaged?
I have been engaged. But before you go any further, what's the name of my show? It's called Kendra G Singles.
Yeah.
It's not called Kendra G Married. It's not called Kendra G Relationship. How I even got birth is because I'm single.
So dating is to stay single or to get
No, I think dating, I think life is a journey, right? So you're not married. You've been very vocal about not wanting to get married, but you're in a relationship, right? There's some people, there's different dynamics, right? So you can be single, but single is becoming a lifestyle choice for some.
So what qualifies you, if you're single, you've never been married.
Right.
You've never, you said you was engaged.
Right.
Right? But at the same time, you said, that's why I have a show called Kendra G Singles.
Right.
It's to talk to singles, but I said the ultimate goal for that is, in essence, to matchmake or to put them on a platform that then will have somebody reach out to them, which goes back to the overarching thing is, if you're having all this insight, 16,000 singles that you've spoken to.
Yes.
Over a
6 years since COVID. It's 2026.
Over a 6 year span.
Yes.
when I have spoken to experts, doctors, people who are in this field, that's my question. Are we talking about experience that you've actually been through, or is this something that you've observed and said, hey, I talked to this person is married, so I can gain all the information from that married couple, from this divorced couple, from that divorced couple, and this gives me the right to talk about that. I may not have been married. I may not have been divorced. I may not have had a fiance, but
Let's say, okay, can I jump in, not to cut you off? What does being married have to do with hosting a single show?
In a relationship.
Okay, so I've been in relationships. I'm single right now, but what does that have to do with hosting a single show?
It has nothing to do with it.
Then why do we keep bringing up married and...
No.
Okay.
The conversation...
Yes.
Question was asked, why should people listen to?
Now, see what happens is when you question these people online, these so-called relationship gurus, she did two things. The first thing she did was say, well, they don't have to listen to me. She got a little upset, right? No, you have a channel for them to listen to you. They should be listening to you. Then she said, well, this thing is about singles. No, it's not. You have singles trying to put them into a relationship. You came on saying that you got people married. That's what you were saying. You said that you got people married, it's 4 weddings, and you are bringing these people together. So you're bringing these singles together. And he's asking the question of what makes you qualified. Because in bringing these people together, you have to do some vetting. You have to ask questions. You have to find out who they are, what their experiences are, to match make these people. What makes you qualified? You've never been married. You've never had any children. So these are legitimate questions. So she's already disqualifying herself by the way she's talking, because she don't even know how to answer the questions the right way. But again, on the internet, you can be the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, as long as you're charismatic enough. You can do these things, right? But she wasn't done.
Say this, you have the free will. You don't have to listen to me, right? I'm not the kind of person that says you have to live by what I say, but I can back up anything I say. So you could not tune into the show and you know what I'm saying? I don't have the, people should listen, they have to listen. What I'm saying is I could give you information that I know is vitable and could change your life if you want to hear it, if you want to receive it.
So when I hear certain people in these type of dynamics, I've talked to Dr. Bryant, I've talked to...
Shouts to Dr. Bryant.
My man from tonight's conversation, I've talked to Ace Metaphor,
yes.
Correct. I've talked to Dimitri Wiley, a guy who's an influencer who speaks...
I know all those 3 people.
Yes, and it's so many different doctors.
Right.
And when I have these conversations, it's almost a head scratcher because what I speak about personally is through my experiences. No, I have not been married. Okay. No, I've never been engaged or engaged to a person, but I've dated a lot of women. I'm not proud to say that, but that's just my experiences.
Right.
So giving a viral clip, giving something that you may have heard from me, this is not what I've observed other people to do. This is my life. Right. I've been exposed to so many different types and different women that I'm like, okay, I'm beginning to get a different kind of dynamic or understanding that this is what women are expecting from me. Sometimes I'm able to give that, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I can be emotionally available, sometimes I'm in my hustlers phase and I can't. So when I talk about relationships, it's not to say that I'm a guru, I'm just giving you my expertise of...
And see, listen, if you have a heart condition, you're not gonna go to a mechanic, right? If your car breaks down, you're not gonna call your dentist. You're going to go to the people with the experience that actually, in real life, you're going to go to people that actually have the experience to fix your problem, to remedy the problem, right? So, but only online, we make these excuses or like people make these excuses. So my whole thing with her is she could talk about her personal experiences, like as Cam said, her personal experiences, but you're giving people advice on relationships and how to actually work in a successful relationship. That's exactly what she do on her channel. We watch the channel, right? When you're not qualified to do it. But this is the crazy part. While talking to Cam, she's going to start trying to get Cam advice on his children, right, and how to do certain things with children when she has none, right? And he's going to catch her on it and hold her accountable.
If I don't meet the right guy and I never become a mom in that way, I'm cool.
Okay.
I'm cool.
Can he have children?
So here's the deal on that. I don't mind 1, maybe 2. I don't think I could do past 2. But because I take that way. If he was a married man, you know, I'm 46 now, right? So if he's married, he came from a woman, they had 3 children, something happened. Like, I'm not gonna be pinholed to that. I can't date a man with 9, Cam. I'm out.
Have you ever been approached by a guy
I've been approached, let me tell you
that
something.
has 9 kids?
I've been approached by a man that had 4 kids. I've been approached by a man that had 7 kids. I had approached by a man that had 8 kids. First and last date. I can't do it. And I'm not mad at anybody that can, but that's a lot of energy you have to take in, because here's how I do feel. If I'm taking you, I'm taking all of you. So it's not just about the 9 children, it's about the mothers of the children. Yeah. They might have a cousin, and now, he was over Kendra G house, and it's a lot that comes, because I do feel as though if you sign up with a person, you sign up for that person. Yeah. So what they come with is what you come with.
I do think you're projecting a little bit.
Projected in what way?
It's that the example that you gave was, that ain't my mama.
That the kids say?
I don't like, one of them kids ain't gonna like me.
You think that all 9 kids are gonna like your new girlfriend?
Well, as the adult, there's certain things that you instill in your children as respect.
Yeah, but you can't control your children.
Who can't?
The children is a human. They have the right to be themselves. So
under my house, you have to understand.
So you think for them?
Parents, yes, you have to.
You can have respect. So this is what I feel as though is this. You can teach your children respect, right, but their emotions belong to them.
Yeah, and this is why, this is going back to the first question.
Okay.
It's like, you're telling me how a children is supposed to be raised, and you don't have children.
But I was raised as a child. What does that mean?
No, I understand that, respectfully. Mm-hmm. This is where I check out.
But real quick, I'm not telling you how to raise children.
Yeah, but we're having a conversation about, so your children don't think on their own. I'm telling you, hell no, they don't. Not while they're in my house. Because if it's up to my kids, they're eating Skittles every night.
Yeah, I'm no fan of Cam Newton and the way that he does things. He's entitled to live his life the way that he does, but I'm no fan of that, right? But what he exposed here is Kenya at the end when talking about the children, right? Here I am, I'm a father of 4, right? 6 grandchildren. Yes, when I'm raising children, I'm the boss. I run the show. They do what I tell them to do, right? They have to behave in a manner in which is pleasing to me under my rules and my authority, right? No, that's just the way it goes. She don't understand that because she doesn't have children. She's never had to be responsible for children outside of her own. We all was children at one time and was raised, and I bet you she had to listen to what her mama told her. At the end of the day, her mama was the boss. Or if she had a daddy and it was the boss, right? My sons and listen, you can have your own ideas and you can express yourself, but at the end of the day, what I see, what I say go. What I see fit goes until you're old enough to fend for yourself and do for yourself and be on your own. But as long as you up under my jurisdiction and my house, man, listen, I'm Joseph Stalin in here. This is communism in here. That's the way it go. That's the way it go. Now, you can say, Daddy, can I do this? Or I thought this should be, and I'll listen as a father. I'll listen. But at the end of the day, what I say go is my rules. It's my rules. So if I say, yo, we don't do this way, or you're going to respect when you go here, that's what it is. That's what it is. But again, when you have people giving comments on certain things that's not the experience, it always shows itself. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't have an opinion on relationships. Let's make that clear. That doesn't mean because you could be a person that's never been married, have children, and you've been through some things. And that don't mean that you can't have an opinion at all. It's just that when you start going into those deep waters of marriage and children, if you've never lived the day-to-day aspect of that, you shouldn't be talking about that. Because again, you wouldn't take your car to a heart surgeon if you got car problems. You're going to go to a person that's been through those things, that experienced the day-to-day, that actually take care of children, that actually been married, that actually been through these things. That's all I'm saying. And on these channels, you have so many of these relationship gurus selling books, and they making all kinds of money, really, but they not, listen, they grifting the game, man. They know that there's a lot of people out here that's socially awkward, don't know how to talk to people, and there's a lot of money to be made. That's all I'm saying. But Kendra G exposed again, trying to use those Kevin Samuels talking points that she vehemently disagreed with. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.